Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Wherever in the world you are, whatever your timeline of it day is, enjoy it, and I hope your day was wonderful. And if you are having nighttime like me, it's very cool and nice, because we are entering into the fall season now. Now, I'm hoping that you all had a great time today and is looking for an even better time tomorrow. Remember, if your day didn't go today, the Lord will make it better the other day, right? Now, I want to share something which is of importance to me. And, Auntie D always does her investigation. I mean, that she does her research and she wants to share as well. This has to do with a situation that happened in Mandeville, Manchester, Jamaica. This situation happened between a man who was popularly called Brown Man, and his right name was Dave Alfonso Wilson. Dave Alphonsus Wilson, but he was popularly called Brown Man. Now, this situation happened first, between him and another person. They were apparently seemed to be in some business transaction, and it didn't seem to have gone down well. And some amount of angry words were exchanged, and he hastily, apparently, allegedly, unalived the person. Then, for some reason, they say he could have done it to two other persons as well. But on the other hand, he went to his home, and the officers came, and they were met with a barrage of firings and knockings and those things. And they responded, and they were doing it for almost 3 to 4 hours. And I think that was very, very long, 3 to 4 hours. And anyway, after a while, it all stopped. And apparently, the officers communicated with him from outside. And while they were going up, they were trying to get his attention. Wherever he was in the house, it's a nice home. And he came. When they came, it is said that he was unalived. I don't know if during the process while the law enforcers, as a matter of fact, when the constabulary force went, apparently they were not expecting anything like that, so they had to get backup from the JDF, which is the military, and they came and assisted with the armored vehicles, and with all of that, the knockings and the clappings were going on until they happened to be going closer now. I don't know if he was hit or not, but basically, while they were going closer, none of the officers were apparently, you know, anything had happened to them. Apparently, they took cover when the things were coming down at them, which was good because being surprised, maybe in a community where you're not expecting those things from, you know, you would have to take cover and know what you do. That time your training has to come out now, how you're going to face it. So they went up, and apparently what they did, they took out, it seemed to have been unalive then, so they took out the body and took it away. But with all that was going on, people were running up and down because apparently they were frightened. Because can you imagine something going on for quite a few hours? 3 to 4 hours of hearing those things, even 10 minutes of hearing it is scary. But 3 to 4 hours. So with all that was going on, no, apparently nobody, the officers were not hit, which was good. And apparently it seemed as if the vehicles were not, in any way, in any bad shape or form. And people were running away, some running towards and confusion. I guess people panic because hearing the sounds and maybe not sure where it's coming from and wondering what is happening. But I think when people hear these things, they're supposed to head to some cover, head for cover, not towards it, because you never know when things stray and you're caught in it. So I'll be so frightened I'll be heading to some place to hide. I won't be going towards it. because you don't know what direction is coming down if the person is trying to escape, because the officers are doing their jobs and they're not going to want to hurt normal citizens in the process. So it is very, very unsafe for one to involve in those things. However, it seemed as if Brown Man, as he was affectionately called, was living by himself. There was no family member there, and apparently that's why maybe he believed that that's the only place he could have gone, because he didn't try to run away from the community. He just went back to the house where he lived, and the officers came. So I don't know if he was the one who called the officers or people called the officers of what they had noticed that had taken place. Anyway, Brownman is also, he was residing in Canada, and it is said too that he was removed from Canada, deported back to Jamaica, to at least for two occasions, and he's always showing back, and that he was involved in other, criminal acts and so. Well, those things I have no proof, but I have to, what I saw in the media. So I'm just sharing. But if it was so, the type of weapon that he had, the officers, they did not have that. His was more sophisticated. And they also found so many ammunitions there. And it took them a long time to be counting them. So I'm wondering, what would this be the purpose for? I mean, why? Why? And then it looks so bad. It's like it was a war. It was not anything pleasant. I can imagine how persons panicked for 3 to 4 hours engaging law officers. Oh, that's a very cold way of doing something. We should be running to the officers for security so that we can feel safe, but we can't be engaging them in something like that. It's like you're declaring, you know, uprisals on our security forces. And it's good that they were there and they were able to calm the situation down and they were able to remove the body. People are saying a lot of things, but based on what my discovery is, he he left the property. He left. The officers took him, and the body was placed wherever they took the bodies to be placed. But can you imagine? The man looked so well put together in his features. One would not think of him looking at him. You would not think that he's involved in those things. Now we know that we can look at people because looks are deceiving. Deceiving. Because there it goes now. Brown man did such a gruesome type act. Very gruesome, very cold. To be making persons unalive and then go back to your home as if it's nothing. It's a life that was lost. That means that he could have done it to anybody. Anybody. And we end up just smiling or nothing can be done. Now those persons are gone, their lives are gone, and apparently, if his was not gone as well, he would probably get some good years in prison. Maybe he would not see the light of day, and maybe that's why he put out all his energy into what he was doing. And it is really, really sad because there it goes. People kept saying that it was like a movie, like they are watching Western. So many government equipment was being used and could have smashed seriously. And you know, I'm just hoping, though, guys, that people will take these things into consideration seriously when they are thinking of doing things that are illegal, that is not right, things that are against the law, because at the end of the day, you could lose your life. You could lose your life. So it's best we walk straight, stay in the ambit of the law, and we will not fall out. But anytime we start to stray, we're going to go, and end up in some serious waters. I don't know if he has family, but he must have family members. But nobody came out, you know, into the public to say anything. Maybe they're embarrassed. Maybe they didn't know he would have been doing something like that. But what I can safely say is we grow our children the best way we can. And there are times they will branch off into unknown, treacherous waters. Sometimes it's due to the companies that they have, and sometimes you wonder what really come over them. Why? What is that? You cannot even understand why did this person do this? This person has no reason. A strong, healthy looking person should be gainfully employed, working, maintaining a family. Instead, there he was doing things that is not right. And then at the end of it, he's lost. His life is lost. His life is lost. And other person's lives were lost as a result of his behavior. These type of behaviors has to be changed because we can grow our children facilitating and engulfing themselves with persons who look to be so decent, let me say decent, and becoming exposed to these people, you're going to be adopting their lifestyle. And then, before you know it too long, you're going to be doing what they are doing. You're going to be treating them like they are gods. So, let me implore everyone to keep focus educationally and don't sidetrack one way or the other because you will lose out dearly. When we keep focus, we keep our goal in sight. And we keep our goal in sight, we will achieve. Because when we achieve, we become achievers. So guys, let me say thank you for watching my video. And if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and share and share and share. Until he says bye, until you see me in my next video or in a live, keep sharing. I'm out. Bye.